Good evening, I'm Norah O'Donnell. We begin with the fragile ceasefire and hostage deal between Israel and Hamas, which still has not been approved by Israel's government. And tonight, two Israeli officials tell CBS News that the deal is expected to hold, but the full parliament vote has slid from today to Saturday, and the first hostage release could slide from Sunday into Monday. The vote was postponed when Netanyahu accused Hamas of reneging on part of the agreement. Israeli officials now say the dispute has been worked out. The first phase of the deal includes a 6-week ceasefire and a series of swaps of Israeli hostages and Palestinian prisoners. For now, the fighting continues with Israeli airstrikes killing more than 80 people in the last 24 hours. That's according to Hamas officials in Gaza. Once again, CBS's Elizabeth Palmer leads us off tonight from Tel Aviv. Good evening, Liz.
Good evening, Nora. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's been in a really tight spot. He's under huge pressure to sign off on this deal, but if he does, he risks losing crucial support from right-wingers in his cabinet and then perhaps early elections. One thing is for sure, though, this delay has got a lot of people very rattled.
Pulled alive from the ruins of a house destroyed last night, this baby could be one of the last casualties of the war. But as morning dawned in Gaza, even if there was still hope for a ceasefire on Sunday, there was no certainty. In Israel, too, there's anxiety that the deal may collapse before all or even any of the hostages can be freed. Udi Goren's cousin, Tal Chaim, was killed on October 7th. And Hamas terrorists took his body into Gaza.
He deserves this respect of not having the body just rot away somewhere in Gaza.
Goren became an activist, pressing Israel's government to do whatever it took to get back all the hostages, living and dead. He fears this drawn-out deal, with all its complexities, could collapse at any stage.
One of our biggest concerns is that once they start negotiating part 2, they will not reach an agreement.
And it'll all fall apart.
Fall apart, and that's it. And the deal ends in phase 1.
And back to war.
And back to war.
That war is as much a threat to the hostages as it is to the people of Gaza. They're all trapped in it, though now with a ceasefire just within reach.
So I'm wondering whether tonight you're allowing yourself to feel hopeful.
No.
Still not?
No, absolutely not. We don't have a deal yet. We don't have a deal. It hasn't been signed.
Now, the government may sign off on that deal in the next couple of days, but that's when the hard part starts. As we've said, it's very complicated and it is going to be fragile because Israel and Hamas have to implement it in lockstep, and Nora, they have zero trust in one another.
Liz Palmer from Tel Aviv. Thank you, Liz.